here at ETHDenver with Charles Guillemet, the CTO of Ledger, and today we're going to go through some of the changes that have happened at Ledger since we talked to you last year.
Yeah, sure.
Charles, can you tell me a bit about clear signing? That was a really big topic on your agenda last year. I know you involved like 8 different security companies, tried to get the word out about it, and now clear signing is a thing. So tell us how that process went.
Yes, definitely. So, as you mentioned, this is something that we started a long time ago now. In crypto, I mean, like a long time ago is 1 year. If you just send and receive, everything is simple. If you send ERC20, it's a little bit more complex, but manageable. But when you start to interact with smart contracts, they can be arbitrarily complex. There is no standard. We created a standard where we ask dApps to explain us how their smart contract works. In tech terms, what we ask them is to fill up JSON file that explain what's the address of the smart contract, what is the name of the method that you call, what are the parameters, what are the name of the parameters, where they are in the transaction, and so on. And then it creates a JSON file, and then we have like a common registry of files of the JSON file that anyone can use. We have created an ERC 7730 standard, so anyone can use this JSON file, any wallet, and so on. And then when you are about to sign a transaction, the device will receive the whole transaction to be signed along with this JSON file. And then the device is able to parse the transaction and display to the user, hey, you are about to interact with Uniswap and you are about to swap 0.1 ETH against 300 USDT. Do you agree to do so? Yes, I consent, and then you can sign the transaction. But if you don't have this metadata on the device, what you will have is a hash. And it's impossible to know what this hash means. Maybe you are interacting with Uniswap and you sign the right transaction, but maybe you are signing away $1.4 billion. And this is something that you really don't want to. So this was important for us 1 year ago, and now it becomes even more important with all these hacks. Unfortunately, this won't stop here. So we really need like everyone in the ecosystem to help us clear sign everything.
So here at Denver, are you trying to like bring awareness to the new standard?
Yeah, definitely. And now people are hearing us even more than they used to be. And in order to facilitate the process, we have created like a nice UI, a tool, and then the dApp will just input the address of its own contract, and then we have the API, and it's really like very easy for them. So now I'm pretty confident that we will have like everyone with us, and we will make blind signing something of the past. There is something else that we teased. Let's say it's not yet announced. This is transaction simulation on device. It doesn't mean what will be the result of this transaction, because the execution of the transaction depends on the state of the blockchain, depends on many different things. For this reason, whenever you are about to sign a transaction, the whole transaction is crafted and then it's sent to different third parties that are specialized in risk assessment for transaction. They simulate the transaction and then they give a risk assessment for this specific transaction. They sign this small file, and this small file is sent to the device along with the whole transaction, and then the device will display the risk associated with signing this transaction. So that will cover also like draining smart contract, that will cover address poisoning, because address poisoning is just a send, and even if you clear sign it, you
might miss it.
Yeah, you might miss it. And with transaction simulation and risk assessment, it will be displayed on the device. Big warning, do you really want to sign this transaction? But this is a big threat. So this is another feature that will be released like in the coming weeks. Very excited about that.
Very much about bringing more usability to the whole security process.
Yeah, exactly.
On that point, last year Ledger Stax went out to the mass market and swiftly followed by Ledger Flex. Can you tell me a bit about the adoption of these technologies and the differences between them, and maybe how that relates also to clear signing?
You need to have a better UI, a wider screen, to be able to have all the information in 1 or 2 screens. For instance, when you sign an EIP 712 on NanoX, you might have like a dozen of screens, and it's not very convenient. It might be just data for user. But with a nicer screen, we are able to display everything in a nice manner. We can do like this transaction simulation thing. So this is really why we built these new devices. So first of all, the UI is really more pleasant and so on. For mass market, for newcomers, it's really great to use these devices. But also from a security standpoint, it improves the security because we have this wider. And in terms of functionality, they are very close. Like I would say that Stax is a little bit more high-end. The price is higher, by the way. And Flex, the idea for Flex was to provide a similar experience with a little less nice feature, but at the end, in terms of security and usability, it's about the same.
And then one other thing that we maybe touched upon last year as well was institutional custody. And 1 year later, there's 10x again, the question of who's looking after all of the Bitcoin, all of the Ethereum out there. Tell us about where that's gone and like what you're looking at for the next year.
When you see there's big hacks with Bybit very recently, like they lost 1.4 billion, like it's a lot, it's significant. Yeah, biggest hack ever. And as I said, Lazarus and all those guys, they won't stop here. They found a way to do like very big hack, and they will do again and again as long as it works. The thing is they are using Safe smart contract multisig, which is a great product. Like I love them, I love the team, I love the product. The thing is it's an open source free product. It's not made for institution. You don't have SLA, you don't have compliance, you don't have KYC, you don't have all of this is not present in Safe because it's not done for institution. So for me, it's really frightening to see that such institution as Bybit, but others also, like manage such big amount of money with like open source free product and using also like a retail wallet to sign the transaction without clear signing them, by the way. So frankly, this is really frightening. And the idea is to offer the same level of security that we offer for retail, but for institution. So this is based on hardware. And the difference also is that when you are an organization, you need to have like a strong level of security, but you also need to be able to define a governance. So what we offer is the possibility for them to define governance over the account. So they will decide which people can access to which account, and then they will say something like this specific account can make transaction only to this specific address. We are using HSM, hardware security module, to implement the security over the keys and also to implement the governance. That means the HSM won't sign anything if the governance policies are not met. On the user side, they are given personal security device with a screen and everything is clear signed. So the operator of the organization will be prompted, do you want to approve this specific transaction that sends 400,000 ETH to this weird address? No, and this is how it works. So today we have like three main parts of the business. The historical one, which is the hardware one, which is still very strong. Then we have built this enterprise part of the business. It's also growing significantly, and more we see adoption of traditional finance, so they need this kind of product. And the third part of the business is everything related to consumer services. When you are using Ledger Live, you can buy, sell, swap, stake, earn. You have a credit card, all of this, and this is also a growing part of the business.
Amazing. So it sounds like you've come a long way since last year even.
Thank you.
Pleasure.